regulations and oppressing us when they're not elected officials and it's an unconstitutional entity, then that's why our freedoms are being limited. So that, you know, the EPA, the Bureau of Land Management, even the Department of Education belongs in the state and the local governments. And if you do the 10th Amendment and you understand the whole provision in that, anything that is not in the Constitution is left to the states and to the people. So we've got to get a hold of this, and the best way to get a hold of it is to defund it. Defund it, it dries up, you don't get any money. That's simple.
I don't think necessarily you can defund it, which is fine, but let's take it back that even if the EPA, for example, puts forth a ruling, Congress has to approve it, not, you know, after 30 days it automatically, but if Congress doesn't officially approve it, it doesn't become law.
That's right.
Which, I mean, therefore, a lot of that stuff would never happen because...
And see, this is what goes back to career politicians and people that have lost focus about what their original intent was of their office. Because if you're looking out for the people and you're actually thinking in your mind, whatever I'm doing, I don't have to go back and live there. I better not be doing this. You know, when these things happen, when the EPA, like this waterways of the USA, now according to what they've written, any kind of water that you get on, the government can come in and claim your land. So what is the point of having, you know, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness is actually ownership, owning something. And if you're paying for something that you're supposed to own, but the government can come in and take it away from you, then you really don't, you're deceived, you don't own anything. And this is what happens with the government encroachment, and this is what my biggest gripe is with the Obama administration, is because I believe what they do is they push it to see how far people will put up with it, and everything is a test. And in the past, we kind of flunked out on the test. But, I mean, that's what the Second Amendment is for, too. It's not for hunting and all of this stuff. It's if you have a tyrannical government, you get your guns, and we'll throw you out. And that's the way it is. But in communist nations, they don't want people to have guns. They don't want any of this because they want to control the people. And we're seeing that gradually move into an area of what we're seeing in the United States. So we have to get rid of unconstitutional entities, unconstitutional legislation. But an interesting thing was there's a study that came out 3 years ago. And when you become a citizen, you have to take a citizenship test. You have to know certain things about the government, about the Constitution. And so